Good day, friends, and welcome to our pre-full moon garden visualization in Aries in 2025. A quick reminder from DK friends that service in the world these days requires constant pressure and attention, and the work is strenuous. It may not always be possible for you to make your approach at the exact hour of the full moon, though you can at that hour always, silently and interiorly, lift up your hearts and eyes to the eternal. But at some hour during the preceding 12 hours, you can make your approach, and that's exactly what we are doing now. We as a group, as the Moria Federation Esoteric Healing Community, we are making our approach to decay. And when you do so rightly, he says, you will find me waiting. Go to your work with clear vision, a loving heart, and an understanding love. Much can then be accomplished. So then, friends, let's continue to build our healing garden as a group. At some point within the 12 hours prior to each full moon, meeting DK there as he promised, and therefore turning our garden into a shrine of consecration, and intending to offer our garden as a chalice for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. So let's gather in our garden. But before we do, let's align with our own soul. Raise your consciousness into the head, as high in the head as you can, and carry that consciousness upward through the astral body and the mind, then to the soul. And visualize a lotus, fully open, scintillating with light, as a symbol of your soul body. And place yourself in the center of your lotus and realize that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are one. And from that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer. Be the soul, objective and detached, as you observe your personality below, and visualize your etheric body and see energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. And now consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine. You may use indigo blue light. Then, in your creative imagination, raise that light slowly via the 5 centers up the etheric spine, then to the ajna, then to the crown, and up to the soul body. And then say the soul mantra, I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And sound an om as if you were the soul in the presence of the master in the healing ashram. Now let's enter into our garden. At the entrance to our garden, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, clusters of flowers in abundance overhead. And you can choose the colors that you like. And we are told that roses are Master KH's favorite flower. And as you walk down the archway, let the roses gently caress your face. Breathe in the delicate aroma of the cascading colorful roses percolating through the air. Small lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway. And in your creative imagination, hear the stones crunch under our feet as we walk down the archway. Along an embankment at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers. Flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones of red, yellow, pink, white, green, orange, and magenta. And as we create these rows, we include our own favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on as they release their individual fragrances when we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining beams of light in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. And as we assemble there quietly, we hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear and melodious notes, welcoming us to this unique space. A chorus of angelic voices sing a soft tune, accompanied by the sound of harps and divas gently strumming the chords. Sitting still around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun on our face, on our cheeks, on our chest and backs. Feel the rays of the sun penetrating through your skin. And in the background, the breeze softly swishing through the tall eucalyptus trees chants a melodic lullaby. And DK tells us that the eucalyptus trees are one of the most advanced species in the vegetable kingdom. So it's very fitting that we include them in this unique healing space. These majestic trees cast their protective shadows on the grass as sunlight peeps through this peaceful garden. Around the lighthouse, we see a large, quiet pool of crystal clear waters. Flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickle of water. We also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. Across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool float lotuses of all colors in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous dew, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, but all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads to a cozy and serene corner. A few chairs or a bench and a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water, perfumed by a single floated lotus, create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom. So inhale the perfume of the flowers imbuing the air. Everything in this garden quivers with livingness. And you can bring in people who are in need of healing. Put them in that corner. Invite them in. In the distance, we hear the soothing sound of water and we follow it. We come then to a tranquil pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills in the blue pool below, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks, draping in the water, enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves of surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow a pathway which leads to flower beds. They are a riot of spring color, reds and creams and yellows and pinks of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle living stream among the trees. And a row of violet flowers on either side of the meandering bed happily follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the silent serenade of the blooms. They are like the flowers of the air. Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, catching the light and twinkling like diamonds in the air. While buzzing bees surf the open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen, which looks like scintillating bright golden pixie dust. Nearby, the soft and gentle babble of the sound of the fountains reaches our ears. Lush green grass, lining the stream like a soft and moist carpet. The air is full of the sweet fragrances of the flowers in full bloom, adorning the fringes of the streams in this tranquil garden, quivering with life. This garden that we've just created is our garden, our group garden. But now let's take a moment to add a little corner that has our individual touch. Add the colors, the unique features, and the flora of your own country that you'd like to blossom in this serene space. Let's now invite the presence and the cooperation of the healing Devas working under the Christ and Master DK. Visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. Sitting quiescent, our hearts beating as one, we link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud together with purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart. We offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group and to the ones we seek to heal. With our outer eyes closed, we open our inner eyes, endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light. We know that Master DK2 stands steady as promised, pouring out upon us his love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up into a higher state of consciousness. We are now receptive to Master DK's radiant energy, radiant aura surrounding us, enveloping us in his love. The light of the lighthouse begins to shine brighter and brighter, intensifying gradually. Soon this light begins to take shape and a definite figure appears. And in our creative imagination, it is that of Master DK. So let us be impressed by powerful waves of cosmic purpose emanating from Master DK at the summit of our lighthouse, streaming through our harmonious group and irradiating the garden around us and imbuing us with energies of regeneration and creation. And now let's listen intuitively to the Master's words and let them quench our thirst for deeper comprehension of the Lord's purpose. DK tells us to have clearly in our minds the three groups of spiritual energies, which at the time of the 3 full moons of April, May, and June will be released into activity, and which will aid humanity in its major task of rebuilding the new and better world. The unique opportunity which confronts the Christ as his great hour draws near is that of unifying, synthesizing, and integrating all these forces into one great, potent downpouring of spiritual energy. And these involve the activity of the spirit of resurrection at Aries full moon and the forces of restoration. At the May full moon, the inspiration of the Buddha and the forces of enlightenment. as he conveys the strength of the one in whom we live and move and have our being. And at the June full moon, the forces of reconstruction which Christ will let loose. So DK tells us that it is essential that we try to grasp the unity of this hierarchical effort through these three crucial and important spiritual festivals of the year. So Aries. Aries is the sign of beginnings, the beginning of the creative process, the first step of the soul into incarnation, the beginning and recurring and constant cycles of experience, the beginning of the period wherein the soul changes its direction, its purpose, and its method, and finally enters upon that definitely defined process which we call spiritual regeneration and initiation. Aries is one of the constellations of the cardinal cross of the heavens. This is the cross of God, the Father, and therefore of the incarnating monad. It is the expression of will or power as it expresses itself through the great creative process. Aries is the zodiacal sign through which the first ray of will or power reaches our planetary life. It is the will of the Father aspect manifesting through Aries that governs Shambhala. 4 keywords express the nature of the Lord of Aries, influencing our planetary logos. 1. Express the will to be and do. 2. Unfold the power to manifest. 3. Enter into battle for the Lord. And 4. Arrive at unity through effort. So in 1 and 2, we see the rays 1 and ray 7 expressing themselves. And in 3, entering into battle is the influence of Mars, the exoteric ruler. And 4, arriving at unity through effort, is the influence of Mercury, the soul ruler, in Aries. So creation, being, activity, strife, then synthesis. These are the nature of the Lord of Aries, the first constellation, and enable him to influence our planet to these results. Aries is the creator of those activities, conditions, and processes which lead to the manifestation of soul through the medium of form, and later of those higher creative undertakings which lead in due time to the manifestation of spirit through the soul. Aries. Aries initiates divine ideas from the mental plane. The first impulse is awakened in Aries, for Aries is the place where the initial idea to institute activity takes form. Hence the significance of the key word of the sign Aries to the soul and to the initiate. I come forth, and from the plane of mind I rule. Aries is the birthplace of divine ideas. Whether these ideas are souls brought into incarnation, or whether they are the birth of the ideas of God in the form of the hierarchical plans to which the initiate becomes sensitive. Aries initiates the cycle of manifestation. Aries awakens the will to reach the lowest and there control, to know the uttermost and thus to face all experience. Thus runs an ancient statement. So the ram leads us into the creative life of earth and into the darkness of matter. The whole creation is the result of our logos, directed and controlled thought, a process of sustained thinking that sweeps all the creative energies into evolutionary and cyclic activity, in conformity to the pattern which he eternally visualizes. We are told God thought, God visualized, God spoke, and the world was made and is sustained. The planetary logos formed and informed the world by his thought and holds all together within his mind for the many, many eons of manifested existence. The Lord of the world, through meditation, is carrying forward processes which he instituted in his original creative meditation back in the darkest night of the time, when he decided to create this planet of ours for strictly redemptive purposes. Our Logos has organized a group which is responsive to his meditative intention. And this is a mysterious group which have been called the reflecting lights. The members of this group are to a certain extent extraplanetary. These beings aid him by their concentrated and realized purpose to bring into our planetary livingness certain extraplanetary energies which are needed to carry forward the planned work of the planetary logos. They focus cosmic creative energy, thus making it available on demand to the members of the council chamber at Shambhala. They are the helpers of the Lord of the world and implement his purposes as they are formulated by him on the cosmic mental plane. They wield the law of synthesis and hold steadfastly in the universal mind of the Logos the ultimate result of the divine will to good. Another group, the Nirmanakayas, or the inspired contemplatives, as they are called. They receive impression from Shambhala in relation to the planetary creative purposes. They are a channel for the inflow of ray energies from Shambhala into the hierarchy. They are, in a peculiar sense, the creative agents of life as it streams forth from Shambhala into all the aspects, areas, kingdoms, and fields of manifestation. And this they are enabled to do through sustained, concentrated, intensive, and dynamic meditation. And a third group of creative thinkers are the new group of world servers, of which we are an integral part. And the creative meditation of the new group of world servers has for its objectives the creation of a new civilization, of the new world order. So you have therefore three major groups of thinkers and three other groups of intensive, creative thinkers, all of them responsible for and also dedicated to the comprehension of the divine purpose as it works out through the spiritual hierarchical plan. Behind all these groups, implementing the purpose of our planetary logos, lies the influence and the originating impulse from Aries. For Aries is the place where the initial idea to institute activity takes form. It's the birthplace of ideas, and a true idea is in reality a spiritual impulse taking form, subjective and objective. 3 times a year, at the April, May, and June festival, there is a united hierarchical meditation led by the Christ. And these festivals are invocative of Shambhala, or of that which lies beyond the Nirmanakayas, and can only be safely carried forward in united meditation under directed guidance and the highest possible inspiration. At the Aries full moon, Christ, the leader of the forces of light, directs the spirit of resurrection. So who is he? He is an extraplanetary living spiritual entity. He is a life-giving spirit, a member of Shambhala. He is their chosen emissary of hierarchy. He is called the Son of Righteousness, which now can arise with healing in his wings. And the Spirit of Resurrection, under the direction of the Christ, guides the forces of restoration via hierarchy, who then releases the potency of the Spirit of Resurrection in the hearts of men everywhere. This Spirit of Resurrection is the opponent and the antagonist of the spirit of death. Psychologically, mankind has been ruled by selfishness, and selfishness is the potent seed of death, material death, psychological death, and mental death. But the work of the angel of death will give place to that of the Spirit of Resurrection. So what does the Spirit of Resurrection do? Well, he carries this life-giving energy which counteracts death, this vision that gives incentive to life, and this hope which can restore all nations. He restores livingness to men's spiritual aims and life to their planning. He engenders anew the vitality needed to implement the trends of the new age. And he guides humanity out of the dark cave of death, isolation, and selfishness into the light of the new day. The Spirit of Resurrection directs the forces of restoration, who evoke response from the new group of world servers and disciples everywhere. As their psychological morale stiffens and their will to live and their will to good is strengthened, an immediate effect will be felt on a larger scale, we are told. It is this resurrection life which will be poured into humanity at Easter time. And what are the effects of the Spirit of Resurrection and the forces of restoration? Well, they stimulate people to be forward-looking and to hope with greater conviction and courage for a better world setup. Their wishful thinking and their emotional desire are slowly giving place to a more practical attitude. Their clear thinking and their fixed determination far more active, and their plans better laid, because both their thinking and their planning are today based on facts. They are also beginning to recognize those factors and the conditions that must not be restored. So hopefully, men will recognize that these days and will not bring back these conditions that bring death to humanity. So this last point, we are told, is a point of major importance. So finally, the forces of restoration at the Aries full moon restore the will to live and the will to good, and restore psychological health and morale. The forces of restoration will work to restore morale and psychological health, thus implementing the resurrection of humanity from the death cycle through which it has been passing. The restoration of men's mental condition to a wholesome and happier approach to life is the primary objective. And these forces will bring about the emergence of the new civilization, which is definitely men's creative work. So let's pause then for a moment and ponder on this important request from DK. At the Aries full moon, he says, let the demand go out for the appearance of this life-giving spirit, the spirit of resurrection. Let it go forth with such intensity that the hierarchy will be called into active response and will immediately release the potency of the spirit into the hearts of men everywhere. Let's ponder on that for a minute. All we need is to invoke Shambhala, invoke the spirit of resurrection and the forces of restoration. It's not hard to do, friends, but it will make a huge difference to humanity if we invoke these beings, this extraplanetary being. A great deal. So then, let's visualize our lighthouse, symbol of our united soul group, standing strong and detached in the middle of our garden. As Master DK at the summit pours the regenerative Aryan waters of life, restoring the will to good in the heart of every blade of grass, flower, lotus, tree, every molecule of water and molecule of air in our garden. Bringing the life spirit from the very core of the atom into play, awakening it. Think about it. Reflect deeply on the life aspect. The cosmic love found at the every core of every atom. And the spirit of resurrection awakens this life, enhances it. So we need to do the same. We need to bring life into the heart of our fellow men, regenerating life within. So then let's make use of our garden by visualizing the flow of unconditional love or the will to good emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Lord Buddha powering the Christ at the center. Then superimpose the radiating triangle on another triangle consisting of the Christ, Master DK, and our soul group. Then superimpose these blended triangles on our group chakric triangle as we vitalize it. And this triangle is made up of our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. And in your creative imagination, see all these triangles merging, blending, and fusing to form one terrifically powerful and radiant triangle. And now let's direct the dispelling radiance from our triangle via our group ajna, right eye, left eye triangle, and let's place our triangle, impressing it over the three planetary centers: triangle, London, Geneva, and New York. As we approach the full moon in the next 12 hours or so, let's see the energy of the life aspect of the will to good from our logos, pouring from Shambhala through all our blended triangles and onto the planetary centers triangle. And let the sound and Om, a loud and resonating Om, which carries the Syrian fiery love, or the will to love, the will to good, as we direct it via the 3 planetary centers to the heart of humanity. Oh, and let us say the healer's mantram together, slowly, deliberately, convincingly, as we know the results. May the love of the one soul focused in this group radiate upon you, our fellow men, and permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service and good health. And may they think clearly and fight for a better world, a new world order of harmony, brotherhood, and right human relations. Now, just like Christ does daily under his pine tree in his garden at sunset, with his hands uplifted up high, in blessing over all those who truly and earnestly seek to aspire. Let's picture a great pine tree in our garden. So let's gather around the Christ, Master DK, and the healing ashram. Under this pine tree, visualize all of us surrounding them. And let's all say the great invocations as one united group. Yvonne?
And
let us intone the powerful invocations as a group soul. Let us say them with intensity of feeling, in unison with hierarchy on the inner planes, as we grasp their significance and believe that they embody the will of the planetary logos. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of good will everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us to do our part.
Let the lords of liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, O mighty one. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with vast intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, O mighty one. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, O mighty one. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, O mighty one, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end.
Let's work with the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth.
And now raise your clasped hands above your head and say, and so let it be. And help us to do our part. Then bring them down to your forehead and let them rest on your heart. Michael used to love this mantra. We know, O Lord of life and love, about the need. Touch our hearts anew with love, that we too may love and give. And may the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane, what the sun is to the gardens of the world. A place of restoration of the divine will to good in the hearts of many. And let us close with a minute of dynamic quiet. Until the full moon, let the words of the Master impress on the cells of your brain. Let's digest them. Let's ponder on them and come to a deeper appreciation of how Aries is making this world move forward on its evolutionary path. And we can also have a greater appreciation of what Shambhala, the Lord of the world, is doing, his purpose, his methods, and his plan, so that we can be effective instruments of his will and love. So let's carry these words on our hearts silently for the rest of the day. Thank you, friends, for joining us today.